Hello, everyone. My name is Danielle Smith, and today I'll be talking about my value for patience. Let me start with an anonymous quote: 1 minute of patience, 10 years of peace. Today, I will be speaking to you about my value for patience. I will speak on this value based on my experience with patience in my life. I'll be discussing three areas in which I'll be discussing patience in my life: my personal relationship, my academics, and my profession. First, I'll discuss my value for patience, how I applied patience in my personal relationship. For example, my partner got sick and I couldn't be with them for over a month and a half. It was really hard for me. But when they got sick and I couldn't see them, I decided to focus on them getting better and telling myself that they won't be sick forever. Eventually, I will be seeing them again. Over time, they got over their sickness and I was able to be with them again. Therefore, my patience paying off. Now that I discussed my value, how I apply patience in my personal relationship, I will now be discussing my patience in my academics and finally my profession. An example of how I applied patience in my academics is when I was in high school when I was in my geometry class. In my geometry class in high school, my teacher would explain the lessons and I really wouldn't understand them. Instead of getting frustrated and overwhelmed, I slowed down, listened to what the teacher was saying, took a lot of notes, and I was constantly asking my teachers questions if I didn't know something. Over time, I finally understood the lessons what the teacher was explaining. Now that I discussed my use of patience in my personal relationship and my academics, I will now be discussing my use of patience in my profession. I applied patience in my profession when I was a retail cashier. An example of how I applied it was when I got a rude customer yelling at me because he didn't know why his total was so expensive. Instead of getting frustrated and yelling back at the customer, I simply slowed down, showed him everything that he bought, added it all up again to show him why it was that expensive. I could have easily just got mad at him and yelled at him and told him that's the price, that's how much it is, but instead I decided to show some patience and show him why his total was that high. In conclusion, I talked about my value for patience. As seen in my speech, patience is greatly valued in my life, and how I always apply patience in my life, and how I incorporate it into my daily life, which includes my personal relationships, my academics, and my professional life. Let me leave you with a quote. Patience is the best remedy for every trouble. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you guys gain an insight from my speech on why patience is greatly needed to me. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.